Thursday 22nd, and I'm here in Paul Dewar's office with him. And 2 days ago in the Hill Times, I read that you, Paul, are going to be running for leadership of the NDP. And then today, I think it was in the Hill Times, I read that you have not decided to be running for leadership in the NDP.
Yeah.
What's going through your mind at this point?
Well, it's interesting to just go back to those two articles. I did say in the scrum that I have a group of people who are consulting people within the party as to whether I would be their candidate, would there be support for me, and I've been in touch with folks right across the country and people who are organizing on my behalf to find out if there's a chance that I'll go and what kind of support there is. That said, I certainly didn't say anything else, but there was sources say that Dewar is going to go. I am very seriously considering it, but I am taking my time. And I have people who I've connected with from the west, the prairies, and through to the east, and obviously in places like here in Ontario and Quebec. And I want to take the time because if I'm going to run, it's going to be a grassroots campaign, and I want to have people who are going to be able to connect with people right throughout the country. And this is going to be a really exciting race, but we have time, right? We're talking about March 24th is the actual convention date. And I think that, well, at least from my perspective, if I was to run, it's going to be an opportunity to grow the party and to connect with party members. And so I've decided that to do this, I'm going to take the time to connect with people across the country and to see what kind of support there is there and see who would be willing to help out. So, as I said to someone yesterday, stay tuned, but it's something that I've been considering very seriously, and I think it's an extremely exciting time for New Democrats. It's a sad time at the same time, and that's been part of it as well, is that some of us have just felt the need to grieve a little bit as well, and that's been part of this as well. And we're back in Parliament, so time is we have the time to consider, and we've also been through a lot in a short period of time.
What kind of markers are you going to be looking for as you make your decision?
Well, support right across the country, and being able to connect with organizers who will help to animate a grassroots campaign, and that's the main marker. If I am not able to bring together a group of people from across the country to be able to connect and do a very robust grassroots campaign, then I don't think it's something I wanted to get engaged with. But that said, I've been able to connect with people right across the country, and they've been some of them have been obviously focused on the provincial campaigns that are ongoing right now, and certainly in Ontario and Manitoba. But there is good feedback so far. Perhaps the only other marker is hearing from people that they do want to see a kind of grassroots candidate and someone who's going to keep people, unite people. I think as a candidate, I'm someone who can unite people and to bring more people into the tent, so to speak. And if getting feedback that that's what people want to see, then I think that bodes well for me as a candidate, and I would probably take that as a signal to throw my hand in the ring.
How do you raise the amount of money that's required? We've seen what happened to the Liberal leadership contenders, Dion, Dryden, and others who have stuck with these huge debts.
It's going to be, it's new. This is even different from them. On the one hand, I think it's exciting because no longer is there an opportunity for anyone just to go to someone and say, oh, you have $10,000, $20,000, and you can start a campaign. You really do have to have grassroots support because you're going to have limits of $1,100 per donor, which means you're going to have widespread support.
Subject to federal
Election Expenses Act, and so I'm.
Can unions support candidates?
No, so you get they can as individuals, but not as entities. So this is going to be different. It's one member, one vote, no set asides for unions. And everyone's limited to only donating $1,100. So it's certainly going to be a challenge, but frankly, I think it's a welcome to for how leadership races work. It means that you have to take it seriously because if you're going to run a serious campaign, you're going to have to raise serious money and small amounts, limits of 1,100. So it's never been done before, right? The Liberals had higher ceilings. There was different ways of raising money,
sure.
and for us, it's one member, one vote. So there's also a change there. So it's exciting, and I think if you're serious about it, you need to have widespread grassroots support, as I said, and that also connects with raising money, because if you have the grassroots support, I think the money will take care of itself. But we'll see, different from perhaps other campaigns, maybe less spending because of the constraints. And frankly, what do we need to do as leadership candidates? We need to get our message out, connect with people, and put our ideas out there. I'm not sure anyone's impressed by lavishing a lot of money on brochures, buttons, and whatever else you buy with campaign financing. You do need to travel.
You need travel, and you need people to work with.
And you need people to work, and that's where the money is important. And again, as I said, it'll be a measure of what kind of support you have, because you can't raise money, just from a couple of people. It has to be across the board.